Hello students. This video is in regards to your field experience project for child growth and development. I want to explain to you the procedures, how to complete the log sheet, how to complete the project, and then how to submit everything. If you will notice, this particular assignment that is due this Saturday is merely a statement indicating that you have viewed the video and that you understand how to do the field experience project, that you also understand how to complete the log sheet, and that you furthermore understand if you do not complete the field experience and the log sheet, you will not pass this course. Also, in this statement that you submit by this Saturday, please indicate how many hours you must log on your log sheet regarding this assignment. This project should be a 10-hour project, so make sure you log 10 hours on your log sheet. The completed field experience project is not due until Saturday, November the 8th. You have considerable amount of time between now and November the 8th to get this project completed. However, do not procrastinate and wait until the 1st of November to get started, because this may end up being a very time-consuming project with lots of elements involved, and if you wait until the end, you will not get it all completed and you will not pass this course. Do not procrastinate. Okay. I want to now move into the additional resources that you will need to do this project. The first one is the log sheet. If you will notice under additional resources, the log sheet is the very last one, and this is the one that you will start filling out once you begin the project. So we drop that into our download and we open it, and it looks like this. For this log sheet, make sure that you put your last name and then your first name and your candidate ID. That's your Ozarka ID number. This semester is fall 18-19. The course, I've given you the prefix in how you should set up this course. It's actually listed in your project assignment sheet. It is EDUC 2033 Child Growth and Learning, but you can just put Child Growth. And then the professor is Toon. Just put Toon right there. I apologize for the interruptions here. Okay, my reminders, that's what keeps me on track with everything I have to get done. Okay, okay. Make sure that you check the appropriate box. What is your degree of major? Is it early childhood, mid-level? Mid-level is grades 4 through 8. Is it elementary, K through 6? You may be secondary. If you're a secondary, just write that in up here. Just put secondary. The school district. If you go into a school district to observe a child, make sure you list that school district, the actual name of the school. For example, it might be Batesville School District, and you go to the West Magnet Elementary School to do your observation. So the school district and then the actual name of the school that you go into. Tell me also the grade level of the child that you are observing right here. Now, for this project, you will only be observing one child, so you will only fill out this one section. Also, keep in mind that if you work with this child at home because you know the parents, maybe a family friend, maybe someone in your neighborhood, if you work, maybe a family member, if you do that, you do not have to fill out this section right here, but I do need to know the grade level of that student, okay? If you work with that student elsewhere, just put down here the other location. It might be his parents' home, it might be in your home, wherever you end up working. And you may meet with that student in various locations. So there are 3 blanks if you use other locations other than the school setting. Okay? This is your log sheet. You will begin posting a description and the amount of time spent on each area under the description of field experience. For example, if you observe that child in his home setting, I would really like for you to try to observe him in the school setting at least once if possible, because that would be very beneficial to you to see him in a different environment and see how the child behaves outside of the home. It may be slightly different. So I really would like for you to at least go in for maybe just at least 30 minutes to see how he's functioning within a classroom. But right here you might put observed in classroom. And under that, excuse me, you may only observe him for 30 minutes. So you would put 30 minutes. Date it, and if you're in the school setting, put the school name. This would be your signature, your printed name right here, and your title is student because you are a student in this class. Let's say that you observe him at home, so you would put observed or observation in the home, and then date it, and your name, signature, and your title is student again. Let's say that you interviewed the parents to get a perception from the parents' point of view. So right here you might put interview parents. You may spend 30 minutes, an hour, whatever amount of time you spend, document that underneath that title. And then here you would put the date. You would not put anything here. You would put the parent's signature would go there, the parent's name, and the title would be parent. Okay? Once you have completed the observations, then you are looking at the reflection. Oh, let me back up just a tad. If you're recording your observations here, mark it journal, because you should be journaling and taking notes on what you are seeing or observing. Also during the interview, you're journaling. You're writing down the notes as they are stated. Then you're going to take some time and reflect. Look over all of your notes. So you would mark this reflection, and you would indicate reflected over notes. You will reflect on your notes, analyze, process, and then you can start preparing your presentation. Now again, if this is you doing the reflection, you doing the writing of the paper, just put the date, and perhaps you work on your paper several different dates. That's fine. I spent 30 minutes here, I spent an hour here working on it. Just make sure that you date it, and just put an X where it says school name. You would place your signature, your name, and your title is student. We will get more into the actual steps of the project, but there will also be a point prior to doing your observations that you'll have to do a little research. digging into the elements that are on the chart that you have to complete, and then based on those charts, those chart notes, you will observe those aspects within the child. So let's say that you do your research first, and so you would put journal, you would mark journal and research, and you might spend an hour to 2 hours doing your research. In your research, of course, you will use the textbook, and you can search on the internet and so forth and find information related to each aspect that I've asked you to observe in the student that you're observing. Okay, at the bottom, once you've completed this, you should document over here to the side that you have a total of 10 hours. Now, if you go over 10 hours, you should not go too much over 10 hours. It needs to be 10 hours spent on this project. Then you will sign it right here. This will be your candidate's signature, and date it. And then you can get it to me and I will sign it. The partnership coordinator signature, that also will be my signature, because we're not really partnering with another outside party at this point. And if you go into a school system and you want to have the teacher to sign verifying, you can do that up here. Put the school and this teacher's signature, and then underneath that you can put your signature and information. And I just would draw a line to connect each piece from here to there to indicate this section right here was me in the school system observing. Here's my signature, and here's the teacher, or the school name, and here's the teacher's signature and my signature. Okay. If you have any questions related to this log sheet, please feel free to email me or call my office, and I will further explain this. Okay. Let's go back to the project, and let's look at the actual project itself. Okay. Okay, for your project, for this field experience, you are going to map a chart of the stages for the different ages from birth to adolescence. I have included a chart, and we'll go over that in just a moment, but you will complete the entire chart as step 1 as you're beginning the project. After you've completed the chart, then you need to begin doing the research, understanding in each area on the chart, each stage from birth to adolescence. What are the children, how are they growing, and what are they experiencing, and what are the stages, what should they be accomplishing and doing at each level.
It's 10 o'clock.
Then you will begin the observation process, and that's where I was mentioning earlier that you're going to go in and observe a child in his setting, in the classroom setting, preferably in the classroom setting and in the home. If you do not have access to the child in the school setting, we can work with it. If you do not have access to a child in the home setting, but you do in the school, we can also work with that. So just ask me any questions if you don't understand how to make that work. You may, after you've done your observations, of course you're going to be taking notes. Based on the chart, you're going to be charting for that particular student in this age category. What is this student doing? What is he on level? Is he struggling? Is he above, advanced, below? Okay, so you're going to be indicating some significant elements of that child as he is functioning. Then you're going to create a well-developed essay that explains the stages completely that the child should be going through, and then you're going to explain what you saw in that particular child that you observed. Was he on track? And that's where you're going to go in and analyze it and discuss that particular child. You may also use graphs or charts, arrows, pictures, anything that you come up with that you can insert into your paper to further express what you are learning and gaining from this experience about that child and his growth and development and his learning stages. In fact, those are the areas that I want you to cover within your paper: the growth, the development, and the learning stages of this child. And of course, incorporate the terminology from the chart that you are going to fill out. You only have one field experience project for this class, but there are several parts to it. If you drop down here, you will see the steps to this project. Research the different stages according to child growth and development chart, and then record that research on the log sheet. Complete the chart consisting of the different stages and domains and record that on the log sheet. Make sure all of these documents you're going to submit, so keep everything, keep a copy of everything. Observe a child or adolescent in a classroom, child care setting, or in the home to gain insight of how a parent or professional relates and interacts with children and teens, whichever one you're observing, during one of these stages and domains. As you are observing, take notes according to the chart that you've made. Using the collected information from the observation in the chart, write a 3 to 5 page essay conveying the growth and development and the characteristics that you saw in this student. Do not, this is very important, do not use the child's name. You may refer to him as the student being observed, something other than his name. Okay, make sure that you prepare a chart and the essay as though you are preparing a professional presentation to help the parents of your students to better understand their child and the progress or the lack of progress that their child is making. Not that you will submit this to a parent, but you will submit it to me. I will be the only one reading it, but I do want you to get in the habit of preparing professional documents that you would actually possibly use in your own classroom setting if you had certain circumstances that you needed to convey information to parents. You want to sound as a professional. Remember, you must create the title page, and I've enclosed a sample of what the title page should look like. Your title page should look exactly like this title page. You must also have a works cited page, and I've included a works cited page as well. The format will be MLA, and then, as I said, I have the title page for you. Failure to complete this field experience, 10 hours, will result in failing the course regardless of your other grades. So keep that in mind. Do not procrastinate, and do not forget to do this project. Okay, this is a sample of what your title page should look like. And this is the works cited page. The school logo will not go there on the title page. That was an additional comment that I posted, but do not put that there, okay? You are using MLA format. Okay, one more thing I want to show you, and this will be rather quick. This is the child growth chart that you are to complete. You have to complete the entire chart and submit it as part of your portfolio for this project. And again, you'll get more information on how to submit this whole entire project later. It's not due until November 8th. But you have to look at the different ages, the different stages: birth to 2, toddler to infancy to toddler, early childhood is ages 3 to 5, middle childhood is 6 to 12, and then adolescence is 13 to 19. You do have to fill out this entire chart, even though your targeted child may be 7 years old and fall into this category. I want you to be extremely aware of all the different age levels. You look at the physical aspects, the intellectual, the language, the social, the emotional. So you will complete this entire chart, and then when you are observing, just take note, what physical aspects do you see in the student that you're observing? Does he seem to be about the right height and weight and so forth for his age level? His intellectual abilities, what are you observing? Does he seem to be on track with his intellectual, his language? Does he speak, or does he struggle and somewhat disabled in his language abilities? Disabled is not a good word. Does he seem somewhat behind in his language skills? What about his social skills? How does he interact with other children? How does he interact with adults, with his teacher or his parents? What are his and even with you, because yes, you will want to interact with him and just to see how he interacts with you, and that will be the best way for you to especially delve into his language skills by speaking with him, making notes. Don't make the notes while he's speaking, but speak to him and then jot down the notes. And also his emotional well-being. What is his emotional status? Is he happy-go-lucky? Does he seem to get upset easily? So make sure that you document everything that you discover as you're observing this child. Okay, that concludes the explanations on the field study project that you are to do. As I said, you will get instructions later as to how you are to assemble your entire portfolio packet before you submit it. This portfolio is a major part of this course, so make sure that you take your time and you do this very well, and make sure that you submit everything exactly correctly. All I need from you this Saturday is a statement or several statements indicating that you understand everything involved in this project. Okay, have a good day, and I hope you enjoy this project.